Thank you, and welcome to Form I-9 compliance going into 2017. So first, let's review what we're going to discuss today. So first, we're going to talk about working in the U.S. and employment verification. So really understanding as an employer, what are your legal requirements as part of the employment verification process. Then we're going to go into discrimination requirements. So the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service has gotten much more honed in on discrimination across the country. So we're really going to talk about that, understanding discrimination. I would say most of the time, most employers who mess up in this area don't intentionally do it, and that's why I want to make sure we really review it well so you understand that the individuals who are completing your I-9 process really need to be properly trained and understand the laws around discrimination to make sure that they don't accidentally make an error in this area. Then we're going to talk about how to properly complete the I-9 form. We're going to go section by section of the form. If some of you may not have heard, the brand new form was released the end of November. So this presentation will include both the old form and the new form. So then that way you'll be able to see the changes to the new form. You'll understand new requirements, when you're required to begin using the new I-9 form. So this is going to get you all ready for that new form that you must begin using in 2017. Then we're going to talk about correcting mistakes, which happens a lot. You know, an employer will have maybe someone come in who does an audit, or maybe you'll use some legal teams of yours to come in and do an audit on I-9s, and you find that there's a certain population of the I-9s that are incorrect. How do you properly correct those? What things can you do? What things can you not do? So we're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about storage and record retention. So what is your storage requirements? What should you keep in mind when it comes to security around your I-9 forms? And then how long do you need to keep those forms on file? We're going to review that as well. And then we'll wrap up today with E-Verify, which is becoming more and more important. Only 20 states in the United States currently require E-Verify by law, but you know, with our new president-elect, his campaign has been pretty vocal about the fact that they want to make E-Verify a nationwide requirement when it comes to immigration here in the U.S. So, you know, if you're not on E-Verify today, I'll give you all of the information on how you get on E-Verify, you know, websites you can go to and requirements around E-Verify that you may want to start considering since it looks like that's the direction we may be going in the near future. And then obviously at the end we'll wrap it up with some time for you to ask some questions about what we reviewed today. As you can see, a lot to discuss today, so let's get started. So worker verification and employing those here in the United States. So really, where did all this begin? It all began with the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, or otherwise known as IRCA. And ultimately, this law had two major impacts on employers. The first one is it prohibited employers from knowingly hiring individuals who do not have authorization to work in the United States. So it's a little bit of a mouthful. A lot of employers say, well, I didn't know. And, you know, that's the challenge with this law is that, you know, really what the government is trying to say is as an employer is that you knowingly are hiring individuals. And that's where a lot of companies get into this feeling that they have to be document experts, and that is not what the government is asking us to do as employers. You are not required to be a document expert and know all of the different legal documents that the United States issues to individuals. Again, when we talk about the specifics around documents, I'll share with you how the documents themselves should appear to be accurate to you. Again, you know, you're not taking receipts, you're not taking photocopies, you're looking at original documents. Those are the kinds of things that the government really wants us as employers to be doing. The second piece of that law is to understand who is legally allowed to work in the United States. So obviously, as an employer, you need to prohibit employees from working for you that you knowingly are not authorized to work. So who is authorized to work in the United States is the other piece that as an employer you need to understand. Obviously, citizens of the United States are